A storm called Trang. Can love withstand the return of the past? Hello and welcome back to the ever-turbulent love saga of James and Diep. A story that has already weathered its fair share of storms. From gut-wrenching misunderstandings to fierce family opposition, the couple has emerged time and again with their bond seemingly stronger than ever. It finally seemed that peace had arrived. But as we all know, peace rarely lasts long in a tale like this. Today's episode opens with the arrival of a tempest, not one from the sky, but one that walks, talks, and wears ambition like a designer gown. Her name is Trang. After years of studying abroad, Trang, James's childhood friend, makes an unannounced return. She is beautiful, intelligent, poised, and chillingly strategic. Under the innocent pretense of seeking employment, she quietly slides into James's company. But behind her elegant smiles lies a darker agenda: to reclaim James, the man she has always considered hers, and perhaps more insidiously, to secure the vast fortune of his family. Unfazed by morality, Trang begins her quiet assault on James and Diep's love, weaponizing nostalgia and exploiting every crack in their past. What follows is a subtle war cloaked in civility, a test of love, trust, and dignity. While Trang prepares her schemes, Diep and James are enjoying the tender rhythms of domestic life. They cook together, share late-night talks, and find joy in the quiet moments that define real intimacy. Diep's presence has become James's emotional anchor. Sometimes she stays over, not out of necessity, but because she has finally found a place that feels like home. That morning, sunlight poured through the windows as Diep woke with tousled hair and a peaceful smile. As she tiptoed to the bathroom, a moment of comedic chaos unfolded. James stood in the shower, completely undressed, water cascading down his sculpted frame. Caught off guard, Diep let out a tiny scream. James, equally mortified, fumbled to cover himself. The bathroom door slammed shut. Heart-pounding, Diep fled to the sofa and collapsed in a fit of laughter and blushing disbelief. Inside the bathroom, James leaned against the wall, face burning. "She must think I'm a pervert," he muttered to himself. And yet, this hilariously awkward moment seemed to draw them closer. It was the kind of genuine, vulnerable instance that forges intimacy far deeper than any romantic gesture. But just as this warmth began to settle in Diep's heart, it was swiftly shattered. The door opened. In walked Trang. Stunning. Composed. Entitled. She entered as if she owned the place, wearing a smile so thin it could slice. Diep, startled, paused mid-cleaning. To Trang, however, Diep was no mystery. She had already done her homework. She knew Diep was an orphan. A former waitress. A girl who had fought her way into James' heart, and into a world that Trang had always believed was hers by birthright. Trang and James shared a long history, from childhood to overseas education. Their mothers were close friends. To most, Trang was the perfect match for James. And to herself, no other woman had the right to be with him. So when Trang learned James was planning to marry Diep, she didn't hesitate. She returned to Vietnam with a plan, one supported by her cunning mother, Mrs. Mai. Leveraging old friendships and family connections, Mrs. Mai helped Trang infiltrate James's company. The ultimate goal? Remove Diep. That morning, Trang claimed she came to thank James's mother. But what she didn't expect was to find Diep there, makeup free, tidying up with the serene joy of someone truly at peace. Trang's smile twitched. "Excuse me," she said sweetly. "Are you the maid? Could you peel me some fruit? I'm feeling a bit hungry." Diep, startled, assumed it was a misunderstanding and politely obliged. "Of course, please wait a moment." Trang reclined on the sofa like a queen reclaiming her throne. "Oh, and my shoes are dusty." "Mind giving them a wipe too?" she added with a casual smirk. There was a pause. A sting of humiliation flared in Diep's chest. But she said nothing. Composure, she reminded herself. Maybe this woman meant no harm. But Trang was silently gloating. That is, until James's mother entered the room. Her voice cut through the air. "Diep is not a maid. She's James's girlfriend." The room fell into a stunned silence. Trang blinked, then quickly recovered with faux surprise. "Oh dear, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I just saw her tidying and assumed." With performative grace, she sat beside Diep, gently touching her hand. "Let's start over, shall we?" Diep, ever gracious, nodded with a smile, but her heart knew better. Trang was no innocent. She was a storm dressed in silk. Minutes later, James arrived. As he helped Diep into the car, carefully fastening her seatbelt with tender care, Trang stood frozen. That softness, that attentiveness, it once belonged to her, or so she believed. Her blood boiled. "You think love is enough to keep him?" she thought. "Let's see how long you last." From that day forward, Diep only worked harder. She spent her mornings tending a small garden, growing vegetables and flowers, selling them at the market. Not because James needed her to, but because she wanted to stand as his equal, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. She didn't come from wealth, but she had integrity. She didn't have pedigree, but she had purpose. At night, under warm yellow light, she studied quietly, turning pages with resolve. I will become someone worthy of him, she whispered to herself. James noticed. Every evening, he stopped by to see her. They shared meals. He taught her things. They laughed, talked, and created a life in that tiny kitchen filled with warmth. But peace, once again, was fleeting. Behind the scenes, Trang plotted. She ingratiated herself within James's company. She studied its weak spots. And she bided her time. The real battle was about to begin. Will James and Diep survive the storm? Or will Trang's schemes rip them apart before love has a chance to win again? One thing's certain, the heart may be soft, but it remembers. And while Trang plays chess in shadows, Diep quietly becomes a queen in her own right, not by force, but by grace. So, dear viewers, what do you believe? Can love built on honesty, respect, and resilience truly overcome manipulation and inherited privilege? Will James open his eyes in time? Or will the past reclaim what the present has fought so hard to build? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the next emotional twist in this captivating love story.